God has called us to go. We have been called to go into all nations. We've been called to go, and it starts right here in our backyard. And that's why we do the service that we do at home. That's why we do the service that we do in Alaska. That's why we do the service that we do in Guatemala. We meet the physical needs in order to have a spiritual opportunity. Welcome back to TBC 10 Minute Tuesday, a podcast of Thelma Baptist Church. I'm your host, BJ Parson, missions and student pastor here at Thelma Baptist Church. Our goal with this podcast is to engage, to inform, and to inspire. Today, we're going to kind of look back at the past week and also kind of give you some missions stats and talk for just a bit about missions here at TBC. This was a busy week for everyone, and especially here at the church as we wrapped up Vacation Bible School 2025. Another next level Vacation Bible School event. Miss Michelle did an amazing job with Vacation Bible School 2025. And I gotta say, the volunteers this year, amazing once again. Amazing group of volunteers. Miss Michelle and Miss Melanie work a lot outside of just what happens that week to prepare and get things ready. Just to kind of give you an idea what Vacation Bible School looked like for those who may not have made it to church Sunday, we had over 200 kids registered at any given time this week. I think the last number that I heard, we had 198 kids that were here on campus. We had 100 plus volunteers. I think the number that I saw was around 111 volunteers for this week. At the end of the week, we had 5 professions of faith, plus we have more that we know that we're going to talk about that's coming up because we're following up on those. Those are some of the conversations that we weren't able to follow up on immediately. So we know there's going to be more. We had some that came forward Sunday. So excited about that. Now, each year in Vacation Bible School, we do a missions offering. This year, our missions offering was for Guatemala. And we had a specific goal, and that was to help build the church. If you guys remember, back at the beginning of this year, we said we're going to build a church. The vision had been cast to build a church in Guatemala there on Grace Mountain to help the church. Right now, they're in the feeding center. And so they set up, tear down, set up, tear down, set up, tear down. The kids come in and they do their programs. They do their snacks. They do their breakfast. They do lunch. And everything in this one room. So the vision had been cast to help build a church there in Guatemala, there on Grace Mountain. This week, the kids raised over $2,400 for missions that will go to help build the church. And the cool part about that is what happened this morning when I received a message that said this month, before the end of June, because of the gifts that were given from Thelma Baptist Church and the missions offering, that we will break ground on Grace Church before the end of this month. And that within itself was just an amazing praise. I sent the message out this morning to our staff to let them know. I was hoping that we would get that message back before the end of Vacation Bible School and be able to talk about it. But even receiving the message now is, it's amazing to see what God is doing and has done in a very short period of time. That's the first thing that I wanted to kind of get out there and talk about. Also, knowing that we have our partnership in the 1040 window, right? And just to kind of give you an idea of how that works, we do have specific information about the pastor that we work with that we would love to tell you about. And there are certain times that we talk about that. But because of where our pastor is, because of the government that he works under, and because of the threat to he and his family, we're very careful about giving any information out, and most especially about posting anything, because it's just very dangerous for him. But we were able to this month not only support he and his ministry, we have a group of individuals that give on a monthly basis to support that ministry. But we were also able to purchase or help purchase about 200 plus digital Bibles for he and his team to give out when they go into the villages. So some of the places that pastor goes, they're illiterate. So we could donate Bibles or donate money for Bibles, but it really wouldn't do any good because the individuals that they speak with that come to a saving knowledge of Christ, who want to learn more, who want to deepen their faith, can't read. And so it's a little bit more expensive to get the digital Bibles, but the ones that we are donating or helping to donate money towards are solar powered. If you look at them, it kind of reminds me of the old iPods, but their batteries will charge up by the solar powered part of it. And it's a great ministry. It's a great opportunity for our church to continue to share the gospel in places that we cannot go, but to assist those who can, those who are there, the boots on the grounds. We're being the hands and feet and equipping those who go. If you ever feel like you want to be a part of a ministry and you have the resources to help out, I would encourage you to talk with Miss Kathy Griffin, and she can give you specific information about this ministry that we support there in that 1040 window across, literally on the other side of the world from us. And so that's something that we do, and it's actively sharing the gospel of Christ. So let's talk for just a minute. I told you I wanted to kind of give you some stats and then talk for just a bit about TBC missions. And so what we've got here at Thelma Baptist Church is several different things that happen on a weekly basis, things that are happening on an annual, biannual. Everyone knows specifically our partnership with Grace Ministries, and that is Guatemala Relief and Compassion Effort. Pastor Teddy Turrentine there at Friendship Baptist Church in Grand Bay. We have been partnering with Pastor Teddy now for more than 18 years. But at the same time, knowing that even longer than that, probably closer to 20 years, we've been partnering with our pastor in that 1040 window. And then we have several ministries locally that we are partnering with. Elmore County Family Resource Center is one. The Elmore County Pregnancy Center is another. The Elmore County Food Pantry is another. We have a team that builds wheelchair ramps on a weekly basis. Amazing group of guys who can throw a wheelchair ramp together. And I'm not meaning that like they just do it and it's not done right. These guys do it right. We have an active partnership with churches in Alaska where we help resource and do service there. We just had a team that returned last month. And that's not to mention the other ministries and opportunities that we have that just kind of come up, needs that need to be met. And one thing that I always want to make sure that we understand is service and missions. We are called to serve. And we as a church do that so well. I love watching the people here at Thelma Baptist Church as they serve others. And the heart behind it is amazing. I can't talk enough about our people, the love they show in this community. But let me give you the bottom line on why we do what we do. And that's Matthew 28:19. Therefore, go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. And God has called us to go. We have been called to go into all nations. We've been called to go, and it starts right here in our backyard. And that's why we do the service that we do at home. That's why we do the service that we do in Alaska. That's why we do the service that we do in Guatemala. And in each of those opportunities, we serve, we meet the physical needs in order to have a spiritual opportunity. Jesus in his earthly ministry set a great example of that. He made it very clear that the physical is temporary, but the spiritual is eternal. That is our goal. When we go and we love God, we love people, and we make disciples, bottom line, we're going into all the world and we are serving others, meeting physical needs in order to have spiritual opportunities. And God has opened up some amazing opportunities for us here at Thelma Baptist Church. And we would love for you to jump in and join us. So thank you again for joining us for another 10-Minute Tuesday. Don't forget, services Sunday and Wednesday. Hey, did you know that Pastor Doug has a Bible study? Wednesday night, 6:30, Sunday, 8:30 and 10. Have a great rest of your week.